Have you ever wondered how something as seemingly harmless as a daily beer can affect your health, especially as you age? For men over 50, the impact of beer on intimate health and overall well-being might be more significant than you think. In today's video, we're going to uncover the surprising truths about how beer consumption can affect your prostate, sexual health, and even your emotional well-being. As we explore these effects, you'll learn why something as simple as your drinking habits can influence your energy, relationships, and vitality. Whether it's the hormonal imbalances that can decrease sexual desire or the risks of weight gain and poor circulation, this video reveals how beer consumption could be silently altering your body and life. But that's not all. We'll also talk about the long-term consequences for your liver, cardiovascular health, and immune system, and how these can affect your overall quality of life as you age. So if you want to take charge of your health, maintain vitality, and keep your intimate life fulfilling, this video is a must-watch. Stay with us until the end, because we'll not only explain the hidden dangers of excessive beer drinking but also share practical tips on how to make healthier choices that benefit your body, mind, and relationships. Let's dive in and explore the connection between beer, aging, and well-being, so you can make informed decisions about your health and enjoy life to the fullest. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. Beer, widely celebrated as the quintessential social drink, an embodiment of friendship, relaxation, and casual indulgence, carries with it far-reaching effects on the male body that are often overlooked or underestimated. Beyond the initial fleeting sense of euphoria and warmth that comes with each sip, some consequences can profoundly alter a man's physical health and intimate vitality. As a sexologist and medical professional, I have encountered countless cases where the regular consumption of beer has silently impacted men's bodies, often in ways they did not foresee. In particular, one of the most sensitive areas of a man's health, the prostate gland, can be significantly affected by the daily or habitual intake of this seemingly innocuous beverage. It is essential to understand that beer contains certain compounds, including phytoestrogens, which are naturally present in hops. These phytoestrogens, though not as potent as the estrogen produced in women's bodies, are structurally similar to estrogen, the key female sex hormone. These plant-based compounds can, over time, exert a subtle but insidious influence on the male hormonal system. Although the estrogen-like compounds in beer are not nearly as powerful as the naturally occurring female estrogens, the impact on men's hormones should not be underestimated. Medical studies have consistently shown that regular, heavy beer consumption, defined as 3 or more beers a day, can gradually elevate estrogen levels in the male body. This increase in estrogen disrupts the delicate hormonal balance between testosterone and estrogen, which is crucial to maintaining a man's sexual drive, vitality, and overall health. The subtle but undeniable effect of increased estrogen levels can cause a significant shift in a man's sexual desire, his emotional connection to intimacy, and his natural physiological responses during moments of closeness. What may have once been a spontaneous, invigorating experience may now feel distant or less satisfying, leading to a cycle of frustration, confusion, and a sense of disconnection from one's own body and desires. For some, the emotional toll of these changes can be just as severe as the physical symptoms, leading to decreased self-esteem, diminished confidence, and even strain in intimate relationships. However, the effects of beer on the male body do not stop at hormonal disruptions. The alcohol content in beer, regardless of the amount consumed, also has a significant and long-lasting effect on the cardiovascular system, especially on blood circulation, a critical factor in male sexual health. Alcohol acts as a vasodilator, which means it can expand blood vessels, allowing for increased blood flow. At first glance, this may seem like a positive effect, as more blood flowing to the male organ can enhance sexual performance. However, this seemingly beneficial effect is short-lived, and over time, the continuous expansion of blood vessels weakens their walls, resulting in reduced efficiency in blood circulation. This diminished circulation is particularly damaging to erectile function, where the prompt and effective flow of blood is essential for a man's physical response during intimacy. What may have started as a temporary increase in blood flow can, over the long term, become a chronic issue, leaving men struggling with a reduction in both the quality and frequency of their erections. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The real danger lies in the cumulative effect of this damage. A single beer on occasion may not cause any immediate or noticeable changes, but regular consumption, especially when it becomes part of a daily routine, can slowly erode a man's ability to perform physically in intimate moments. This gradual loss of physical function can create a sense of helplessness and frustration, eroding a man's confidence and leading to a growing sense of dissatisfaction with his sexual life. For many men, this begins a cycle of self-doubt and emotional distress, further exacerbated by the increased pressure they feel to perform. The damage to their blood vessels, and ultimately their sexual health, is subtle but profound. Beyond the direct impact on circulation and sexual performance, the prostate gland itself is a key player in the effects of alcohol and beer. The prostate, an incredibly sensitive organ in men, is highly responsive to lifestyle choices, particularly those involving diet, exercise, and, crucially, alcohol consumption. A large body of research has shown that men who regularly drink beer, especially in excessive quantities, face an increased risk of developing serious prostate issues as they age. One of the most common and troubling conditions is benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, a condition where the prostate gland enlarges and interferes with normal urinary function. As the prostate grows, it can press against the urethra, making it difficult to fully empty the bladder and causing painful, frequent trips to the bathroom. This not only disrupts a man's daily life but also has a significant impact on his sexual well-being. The discomfort and frustration associated with BPH can lead to a decrease in libido and a loss of confidence in sexual performance, ultimately affecting a man's relationships and emotional intimacy. The long-term effects of beer consumption on the prostate can, for some, result in a diminished quality of life, affecting both physical and emotional well-being. Men who suffer from these issues often feel isolated and helpless, watching as their once vibrant, healthy bodies begin to betray them in ways that are deeply personal and emotionally charged. Yet, many continue to consume beer, unaware of the lasting impact it can have on their health, or worse, dismissing the signs of trouble until it is too late to reverse the damage. As they grow older, these men are left to cope with the devastating consequences of their earlier habits, which can include not only chronic pain and discomfort but also diminished sexual satisfaction, lower quality of life, and strained relationships. The impact of beer on the male body is not always immediate, nor is it always easy to recognize. But its effects are real, profound, and cumulative. What begins as a harmless indulgence or a casual way to unwind can lead to long-term health issues that silently erode a man's vitality, confidence, and sexual health. For men who want to preserve their physical well-being, their self-esteem, and their intimate relationships, it is crucial to be aware of the risks associated with regular beer consumption. Taking control of one's health today can lead to a more vibrant and fulfilling future. The choice to reduce or eliminate beer from one's diet is a powerful, proactive step toward reclaiming not only physical health but emotional and sexual vitality as well. By making thoughtful, informed decisions now, men can protect their most important health and relationships for the years to come. The enlargement of the prostate, often an inevitable part of the aging process for men, is a condition that affects far more than just physical health. As the prostate enlarges, it begins to put pressure on the urinary tract, creating a host of uncomfortable and often distressing symptoms. This pressure disrupts the natural flow of urine, causing frequent urges to urinate, interrupted sleep, and an overwhelming sense of discomfort throughout the day. These physiological changes, though subtle at first, gradually escalate, impacting one's ability to function at the most basic level. But perhaps the most profound and unsettling effect is the deterioration in the quality of sexual relationships. When the body becomes an obstacle to intimate connection, the emotional fallout can be significant. Men who experience prostate enlargement may find themselves struggling with a profound sense of frustration, helplessness, and isolation. They may feel that their bodies are no longer reliable, incapable of providing the intimacy and satisfaction that both partners once enjoyed. This loss of control over bodily functions can be deeply emasculating, shaking one's self-esteem and undermining the emotional intimacy that is central to a loving, committed relationship. The truth is that the quality of sexual relationships is not just about physical performance. It is inextricably linked to one's sense of physical and emotional well-being. When the body betrays that sense of security, it creates a chasm that can be difficult to bridge. This issue is compounded by the emotional and psychological toll of lifestyle habits, particularly the consumption of alcohol. In this case, beer, a seemingly harmless and socially accepted drink, becomes more than just a beverage. For many men, beer is not merely something to enjoy during a night out or at a family gathering. It can become a coping mechanism, a way to escape the stresses and emotional difficulties that accompany everyday life. Beer, like other alcoholic drinks, provides temporary relief from anxiety, stress, and the overwhelming emotions that can arise from life's challenges. However, this reliance on alcohol is a double-edged sword. Initially, it may seem to provide a sense of relaxation or mental escape, but over time, it can foster an emotional dependence that gradually erodes the ability to cope without it. This creates a vicious cycle, where the individual feels trapped in a constant need for alcohol to achieve a sense of calm or relaxation. This dependency is not without consequences. Over time, it can significantly lower one's self-esteem, leading to a diminished sense of self-worth. When a person feels emotionally vulnerable or disconnected from themselves, it becomes almost impossible to engage in meaningful, intimate relationships. Confidence, the foundation upon which emotional and physical intimacy are built, becomes increasingly fragile. Psychologists caution that even moderate, regular consumption of alcohol like beer can have a subtle yet damaging impact on one's emotional state. As self-esteem erodes, so too does the quality of relationships, leaving behind a shadow of insecurity and doubt that can overshadow every intimate interaction. The damage is often invisible to others, but the individual feels it profoundly. Relationships that should be built on trust, affection, and mutual respect become strained, leaving both partners feeling distant and disconnected. In addition to its emotional and psychological effects, beer consumption wreaks havoc on the body in ways that cannot be ignored. Beer is loaded with calories and carbohydrates, which, when consumed in excess, are quickly converted into fat. The body, especially as it ages, struggles to process these excess calories efficiently, leading to weight gain and the accumulation of fat in areas such as the abdomen. This weight gain is not just a cosmetic issue, it has serious health implications, particularly for older men. Abdominal fat, often referred to as visceral fat, surrounds vital organs and can negatively affect circulation. As the body's ability to pump blood to the organs becomes compromised, it impacts the male organ's response during intimate moments. What was once a reliable, responsive part of the body becomes sluggish and uncooperative, leaving the individual feeling increasingly frustrated, embarrassed, and powerless. The emotional toll is substantial as well. Many men begin to experience feelings of inadequacy, shame, and guilt, as they feel that their bodies no longer reflect the vitality and strength they once had. Furthermore, excessive weight gain leads to hormonal imbalances, including a decline in testosterone levels. Testosterone is the cornerstone of male sexual health, influencing libido, energy levels, and sexual performance. As these levels drop, so too does the desire and ability to engage in intimate acts, further compounding the psychological distress associated with these physical changes. The effects of beer go beyond just weight gain and hormonal shifts. One of the most insidious impacts is the damage it inflicts on the cardiovascular system. Beer, like other forms of alcohol, raises levels of triglycerides and cholesterol in the blood. Over time, these elevated levels contribute to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis. This plaque buildup gradually narrows and hardens the arteries, making it more difficult for blood to flow freely throughout the body. As the arteries become less pliable and blood flow slows, circulation to the pelvic region, the very area required for sexual response, becomes increasingly compromised. For men, this reduction in circulation is particularly damaging, as the male organ's ability to achieve and maintain an erection relies heavily on a healthy and efficient circulatory system. With diminished blood flow, sexual performance suffers, and the emotional impact is often devastating. The psychological strain of repeated failure, coupled with the physical limitations, can lead to a vicious cycle of self-doubt, frustration, and anxiety. It is not uncommon for men to begin avoiding intimate moments altogether, either out of embarrassment or fear of disappointing their partner. The longer this goes on, the more entrenched the emotional toll becomes. Moreover, high blood pressure, a common result of chronic beer consumption, further exacerbates these issues. The impact of hypertension on intimate health cannot be overstated. When blood pressure is elevated, the heart must work harder to pump blood, which can strain the cardiovascular system and further impair circulation. Studies have shown that men with high blood pressure and poor circulation are far more likely to experience difficulties in their intimate lives. Their bodies simply do not receive the necessary blood or oxygen to function optimally, leading to diminished sexual desire and performance. For many men, the implications of poor cardiovascular health are not just physical, they are deeply emotional. The inability to perform physically often becomes intertwined with feelings of shame, inadequacy, and fear of rejection. In these cases, the problem becomes far more than just physical. It touches the very core of one's identity and sense of worth. The consequences of regular beer consumption are vast, stretching far beyond the occasional indulgence. It affects not only the body, but the mind, and ultimately, the most intimate relationships we have. The damage caused by beer, whether through its physical toll on metabolism, circulation, and hormone levels, or its emotional and psychological impact on self-esteem, cannot be underestimated. For many men, this is a wake-up call. A reminder that the choices we make today have a lasting effect on the quality of our lives, our relationships, and our ability to experience the depth of connection that we all desire. The path to regaining intimacy, health, and emotional well-being begins with awareness and change, recognizing that the body's physical and emotional health are inextricably linked, and that only by caring for both can we hope to achieve the fullness of a satisfying, fulfilling life. Excessive alcohol consumption, especially beer, can wreak havoc on the liver, an organ that holds a central and irreplaceable role in metabolizing alcohol and processing toxins within the body. The liver is the body's primary filter, designed to eliminate harmful substances and ensure the balance of hormones and nutrients essential for overall well-being. However, when it is burdened by the regular and heavy intake of alcohol, its capacity to perform these critical functions is severely impaired. This repeated overload can result in a gradual but relentless weakening of the liver's detoxifying abilities, and as a consequence, the body's overall health begins to unravel. For men, particularly those over the age of 50, this can trigger a devastating reduction in testosterone levels, which is the key hormone responsible for maintaining not only sexual desire but also vitality, energy, and emotional stability. Testosterone influences nearly every aspect of a man's life, from the way he feels about himself to how he connects with others, including his partner. As testosterone levels decline, so too does a man's vitality. His desire wanes, his energy dips, and his mood takes a downward spiral. This imbalance often manifests as a deep, pervasive fatigue that cannot be easily shaken off. The constant tiredness and lack of motivation become almost all-consuming, making even the simplest tasks feel like insurmountable obstacles. This physical and emotional toll leaves men feeling adrift, disconnected from their own identity, and estranged from the relationships that matter most to them. In addition to these physical and emotional changes, the impact of regular beer consumption on sleep is another significant and often overlooked consequence. Many individuals believe that alcohol, in any form, can aid in falling asleep, but the truth is far more complicated and troubling. While alcohol may initially induce a sense of drowsiness, it disrupts the body's natural sleep cycles, preventing the deep, restorative rest that is essential for recovery and mental clarity. For men over the age of 50, this sleep disruption is not just a temporary inconvenience. It is a slow erosion of their overall health. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Poor or interrupted sleep contributes to a host of problems. Diminished cognitive function, lack of concentration, mood swings, and an increasing sense of irritability. What may seem like a minor inconvenience, a few restless nights here and there, can, over time, become a persistent pattern that gnaws away at one's ability to function effectively during the day. More concerning is the long-term damage to brain health, as chronic poor sleep has been strongly linked to neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. For a man, this loss of mental clarity and cognitive function not only diminishes quality of life but also fractures relationships. The partner who once shared laughter and connection now finds themselves burdened with the emotional weight of caring for someone who is slowly losing themselves to the effects of poor sleep. This has profound implications for intimacy, both physical and emotional, creating a divide that can be difficult, if not impossible, to bridge. Another often neglected consequence of excessive beer consumption is its corrosive impact on the immune system. The immune system is the body's first line of defense against harmful pathogens, and it works tirelessly to keep us healthy and protect us from illness. However, alcohol in large amounts acts as a poison, slowly weakening the immune system and making the body more susceptible to infections and diseases. For older men, this weakening of the immune system can manifest as frequent bouts of illness, such as urinary tract infections or other complications within the urinary system. These conditions not only affect comfort and general well-being but also have a direct impact on a man's performance and confidence during intimate moments. The inability to perform or even feel physically comfortable during intimacy can cause deep emotional distress, further straining the relationship. A weakened immune system also leaves men feeling perpetually drained of energy, their vitality sapped, and their bodies constantly fighting off infections. This chronic fatigue makes it more difficult to maintain a healthy, active lifestyle, and the cycle of illness and weakness becomes all-consuming. Over time, it creates a sense of helplessness, where the ability to enjoy life and all its pleasures seems like an unattainable dream. Finally, perhaps one of the most emotionally devastating aspects of excessive beer consumption is the toll it takes on personal relationships. Alcohol dependence, even in its mildest form, often causes an insidious erosion of emotional intimacy between partners. The person who drinks regularly becomes increasingly distant, not just physically but emotionally, as their focus shifts from the relationship to the bottle. This shift in priorities can create feelings of neglect, hurt, and resentment in the partner, who may feel as though they are competing with alcohol for their loved one's attention. Over time, this dynamic of emotional neglect and neglect of physical intimacy leads to a breakdown in communication. Small disagreements escalate into major conflicts, and misunderstandings fester in the silence that replaces meaningful conversation. This growing emotional distance can leave one or both partners feeling isolated, unseen, and unimportant. The partner who no longer feels heard or valued may begin to emotionally retreat, leading to further disconnection. Intimacy, once a source of joy and bonding, becomes an afterthought, and the physical and emotional closeness that once defined the relationship fades away. This slow unraveling of a once vibrant partnership can be devastating for both parties. It's not just the loss of connection, it's the loss of shared dreams, shared experiences, and the emotional support that forms the foundation of a healthy relationship. Ultimately, the damage caused by excessive alcohol consumption to a relationship can be profound and lasting, creating a chasm that may never be fully bridged. Thank you for watching and diving deep with us into the significant effects that excessive beer consumption can have on our health, relationships, and overall quality of life. From its damaging impact on the liver and testosterone levels to its interference with sleep, the immune system, and intimate connections, we've covered crucial points that everyone should be aware of to live a healthier, more fulfilling life. So, what have you learned so far? Has this information sparked a new understanding of the impact of alcohol on your life or the lives of those around you? I invite you to share just one thing you've learned today and how you plan to bring it into practice in your own life. Your insights could help someone else make a positive change too. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more informative content. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and remember, small changes today can lead to big improvements tomorrow.